Fit Mamas, Jordan Laine here. Today I am going to be showing you how to get this look. This is the perfect going out for a night on the town look, whether you are hanging out at a friend's barbecue, having a few drinks on the rooftop bar, which is my personal favorite, or you are going full out and having a girls' night out and hitting the clubs. If you want to see how I got this look, just stick around. Okay, so I have actually already started by getting my foundation, my under eye concealer, and my eyebrows done. Those are out of the way. I can always go back in and clean them up, fix anything up that I need to, but we are going to focus on the eyes because that's really what this look is all about. So as you might be able to tell, I actually took off my under eye concealer because the eyeshadows that I'm going to be using have a little bit of fallout. And so I'm gonna have to clean it up anyway, so I just decided to wipe it off with a makeup wipe and get started. So first things first, I am going to be priming my lids. This is the paint pot from MAC. It's in soft ochre, and I'm just taking a concealer brush and I am placing that all over the lid. I found that it is easiest to apply with a brush first, and then I kind of smooth it out with my fingertip. And what this is just going to do is allow me to have a good base for my eyeshadow to adhere to, as well as conceal any discoloration or any little veins. Next, I am going to take a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to use this cream color right here, more or less to kind of set the cream that I just placed on my eyelid. And then also I'm just going to kind of buff out the crease. And this will be my very first transition shade that I use. The next color I'm going to be going in with is this kind of like a mauve-y, really muted light brown. It does have a purpley undertone to it, which is what I want because I am using some purple colors today. So I am just basically buffing this into the crease, and I'm bringing it all the way down into my inner corner, and just doing those windshield wiper motions back and forth to get all the product on the crease, and then using circular motions to just kind of buff it out and smooth out those lines. I do want to bring that down into the outer corner of my lid as well as the inner corner of my lid. And I really don't need to wing it out or go any further out than I already am, because we are not going for a winged look today, which is like a first for me. You want to try to avoid putting any of this dark color in the center of your lid because we are going to keep that light and bright. So really just focusing the color on the inside of the eye as well as the out and up on the crease. So now that that's buffed out, I'm going to be taking a different fluffy brush and using this purpley mauve color here. There's more purple and pink in this than there was the other color. And this is going to warm it up and brighten up the look just a little bit. So taking just a teensy bit of color and tapping the excess off. Let's get a mirror here. And I'm basically just going to be repeating those motions. And as you can see, it's less dark and dusty and a little bit more warmer of a tone. And I'm literally doing the same exact thing that I did with that first darker color. Okay, next I'm taking a smaller, more densely packed blending brush. I have a very shimmery, same kind of mauve purpley color. It's a little bit more purple than any of the other shades, and it even has a little bit more of that cool tone to it. But I am just going to really kind of get in there. Now I'm just going to be focusing on the outer part of the lid, the outer corner. And I'm kind of doing like a zigzag motion, just going up and down and up and down. And this is really where you're going to get a lot of fallout underneath your eyes, so it's best to not have put your cream products down yet. Okay, so I'm zigzagging all the way from the lash line up to the crease. And I'm going to repeat the same thing on the inner corner of my eye. So the overall effect we're going for is a halo effect. So basically you want the center to be light and bright and the outer corners to have a little bit more depth and dimension. It's a little bit different than your traditional smoky eye, where normally you're going from light to dark, starting from the inside, going out. I'm going to go back in with my more pinky transition shade and just kind of buff that out ever so slightly. And just smoothing out some of those edges. Now that that's done and these sides look like they're almost matching, this is where the fun part happens. This is a cream pigment from Hikari. Basically, it is a really light pinky rose color. Any type of foiled shadow, even glitter shadow or very shimmery shadow will do the trick. And you can do anything from like white to champagne to a pink or even a purple. Even a silver would look really, really good with this. Honestly, all I'm gonna be doing is just dipping my finger in there, and then I'm going to be dabbing that on the center of the lid. Depending on what product you use, you might have to go in with a couple of different coats, and that's totally okay. It just depends on how much drama you want. I am going to work a little bit on the under eye, and I'm not putting any more product on the brush that I used that pinky color with. I'm just going to kind of drag this along my lower lash line, and basically I'm just bringing that color underneath my eyes and kind of connecting it with that outer corner. Next, I'm taking a pencil brush and just going in with that very first darker transition shade, kind of that muted brown mauve color, and just getting a tiny bit of product on the brush, and I'm gonna go and just deepen it up a little tiny bit, just dragging that along the lower lash line. It's not gonna add a ton, but it will give it a little bit of dimension, just a teensy tiny bit. And then I am actually going to take a angled liner brush. This is the MAC 266, and I'm going to dip that into a little bit of black shadow, just a little bit. You can use a dark gray or a dark purple, anything that is a little darker than any of the shades that you just put on. And I am going to put a little teeny bit of this into the lower waterline. And this is gonna give the look a little bit more of like a sultry vibe. And I went super light on this. I didn't pack it in very heavy because we aren't going to have a very heavy upper lash line. I don't want the lower lash line to be any heavier. Now I am going to curl my lashes and put a bit of mascara on. I'm currently using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, but whatever your favorite mascara is, whether you're using drugstore or high-end, you can find products that work for you. Like, I'm a big fan of drugstore makeup. I probably own more e.l.f. makeup than I do any other brand, Maybelline actually. And it totally works. Like, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg. So I'm gonna be using fake lashes. I really like the drama that they add. However, if you're not into the fake lashes or you don't own any or you are really struggling with how to put them on, first of all, we've all been there. But feel free to just use mascara. I mean, that alone, if you put it on the top and the bottom, is gorgeous. And these are the Ardell Wispies. These are probably one of the most universal eyelashes, at least that I'm aware of, that you can wear with dramatic looks, natural looks. They're just a little bit more on the natural side. I'm going to place these bad boys on. I start by placing them upward and down onto the base of my lashes. So they're barely hanging on there. I actually go in with some tweezers and place them. To finish off the eyes, I'm going to add a little bit of a brow bone highlight. I'm using this champagne-y colored shadow, and it's basically just like a cream color with a little bit of shine to it. And I'm going to place that into the arch of my brow and just bring it ever so slightly. Basically just want the arch of my brow to shine a bit. And then I'm gonna add some mascara to the lower lash line. Actually, before I add mascara to the lower lash line, I am gonna put some concealer underneath my eye just to kind of get that cleaned up a bit. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair Neutral. And I'm also using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 20, which is Sand. Just because this one is too dark for me and the Shape Tape is a little too light, so they're a good combination together. And if you had gotten a little sloppy, a little messy with the eyeshadow, this is okay, because this is the perfect time that we get to clean that up. Now I can go in with a little bit of mascara on my lower lashes. Eyes are done. Let's go ahead and finish off the look with the rest of the face. I'm going to be using this contour palette from Rumio, and I'm going to be taking that just light translucent powder and dabbing that underneath my eye. This is going to set my concealer as well as brighten it up just a tad. And run that across my T-zone as well. This is the Hoola Benefit Bronzer, and I'm going to be using a flat angled brush. I just start at the hollows of my cheeks, starting from the outside, and just kind of bringing the color in and upward. All kinds of baby hairs. I don't know if any of you women got lots of baby hairs around your head while you were pregnant, but I've gotten so many. Okay, and I always bronze my forehead, especially if my hair is going to be pulled back. Nobody wants to have a moon face. So I'm brushing that along the hairline down towards the temple. And then whatever's left over, I like to bring down to my jaw. Okay, we are bronzed. I'm gonna be taking this dusty rose kind of color down here, putting a little bit on my brush and tapping the excess off, and putting that on the apples of my cheeks. I didn't want something too pinky because we had a more purpley look. I feel like this dusty rose color is perfect. And this is from e.l.f. It's in their dark blush palette. I have their light and their dark. They're super inexpensive, very affordable, and each comes with 4 colors. Okay, that's probably enough blush. And the last thing to go on my cheeks, I am going to be using a highlighter. This is the Baked highlighter from e.l.f., also one of my favorites, in Moonlight Pearls. You can use a brush. I personally like to use my fingertips. I feel like I get a little bit more product. So I'm just going to rub my finger in there and kind of just rub that on the very tips of the top of the cheekbone out towards my temple. And I even like to take a little bit and put it on the tip of my nose and run that up the bridge and a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Because why not? Because it is spring and summer's right around the corner, I'm not gonna go in with a super dramatic heavy lip. I'm gonna stick to some neutral colors. I'll be lining my lips with the Maybelline Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liner in 105, which is Nude Whisper. This is gonna pair well with a few different nude options. I'm just gonna line these babies. I do like to fill it in with the liner just a little bit. This is the CoverGirl shade 230 in Cream, or Clem, however you want to say it. Ooh. So this is a nude nude, but almost comes across as a little pinky now that I have the lip liner on. So I could stop there, however, I really want to use my favorite new lip gloss, especially since we're going for a look that has a bit of a pop. This is from Galactic Beauty. This is their gloss in the shade Diamonds that I am just currently very obsessed with. So I'm gonna put a layer of that on top. Now this is something you're gonna have to probably reapply throughout the night. If you're not that kind of girl, which most of the time I'm not, I suggest any type of liquid matte lip that's just gonna stay put all day or all night. Tarte makes a really good one. It's the Tarteist lip paint. Also find some great options from, you know, Sephora or Ulta. So that completes the look. This look is perfect for a night out, especially in the springtime or the summer when, you know, you are hanging out on the rooftop bar, having a drink, maybe going to a party, or you're hitting the club, you're going all out. With or without the false lashes, you know, with or without the lip. It's very glowy and bright and very springtime that you could wear all throughout the spring into the summer. And really you could take the same exact techniques that we use today and use any color palette. This would be gorgeous with some more brown neutral tones, or if you wanted to deepen or darken it up a little bit, it'd be great with a deeper, more smoky gray or black. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you get the opportunity to have a night out on the town, whether it is by yourself, with your girls, or with your significant other. Have fun with this look. And if you attempt this, I really hope that you tag me on Instagram or comment on YouTube. I would love to see how you all recreated this look. Thank you, Fit Moms. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Bye.